Hello everyone, let us answer this problem. A man makes the following three consecutive displacements: 40 meters 45 degrees south of west, 40 meters 20 degrees south of east, and 40 meters to the west. What is his single displacement? Now, how are we going to look for that resultant displacement using our component method? So here it is. Let me plot first the three vectors in our Cartesian plane. So this is for our y component, and this is for the x component. There. Okay. So where is this 45 degrees south of west? So let's say this is the 45 degrees south of west. Take note that it is south and west. So this is where south and west is located. Therefore, our vector is located on the third quadrant. So let me use this one. So let's say this is 40 meters. By the way, let me plot first, or let me measure first the angle. 45 degrees. So here it is for the 45 degrees, and this is for the 40 meters. It's right over here. There. This is 45 degrees south of west. This is south of west. 45 degrees. Okay? Let us use the head to tail method and plot our second vector. So that is 20 degrees south of east. So this is east, this is south. So I'm going to measure 20 degrees. So east and south. Okay, this is 20 degrees. It's right here. Another 40 meters. This is it. So the 40 meters is just right here. This is 20 degrees. Take note that your angle, the arrow of your angle should be in relative to the x-axis. So it's like from here, from east, it's going down to the south because we have south of east. Okay? And lastly, we have 80 meters to the west. Let me write here a small Cartesian plane, and we are going to measure 80 meters. It's right there. So since di siya magkakasya, medyo adjust na lang natin. So here it is. West, this is 80 meters. 40 meters, another 40 meters. Ayan. Okay. So where is our resultant be located? It will be right here. Ayan siya. Okay, so ito yung magiging itsura ng ating vectors. Okay, now let us look for the x and y component of every given vectors. So let me have this. D sub 1, this is 40 meters, 45 degrees south of west. Yan siya. So, kukunin natin yung x and y niya. Okay, d1x. So we're going to use d cosine theta. Kung titingnan natin yung ating d sub 1, it is located on the third quadrant. At 45 degrees yung kanyang reference angle. So ano ba yung final angle na dapat nating gamitin? So since it is located on the third quadrant, let us have this one, Q3. We're going to add our reference angle sa 180. So we have 180 plus 45 degrees. Ayan siya. So this is equal to, let us add 180 plus 45. That is 225 degrees. So, etong 225 na ito, 225 degrees, ito yung angle na isa-substitute natin sa ating theta. So, we have 40 cosine 225. So, we have here 40 cosine 225. That is negative 28.28. So, dito ko na lang ilalagay yung answer. Negative 28.28 meters. Yan siya ha. Okay, now let us go to d1y. d sine theta. Okay, so we have 40 sine 225. Same angle yung gagamitin. Okay. Yung sine natin, magkakaroon ng the same value kasi 45 degrees. So, negative 28.28 meters. By the way, dito ko na lang ilalagay yung table. So, x tsaka yung y. E sub 1. So, negative 28.28 meters. Negative 28.28 meters. O, punta tayo sa d sub 2. Ayan ha. Okay. Punta tayong d sub 2. Dito ko ilalagay yung d sub 2. Dito. Okay? D sub 2 natin is 40 meters, 20 degrees south of east. Paano pa natin kukunin yung ating angle? Yung final angle na ilalagay dito sa equation. Take note na si south tsaka east nasa fourth quadrant. Okay, nasa fourth quadrant si south tsaka east. Eto. Ayan. Kung nasa fourth quadrant yung ating reference angle, ano ba yung gagawin natin? Let us subtract our reference angle from 360 degrees. So we have here 360 degrees minus our reference angle, that is 20 degrees. And this is equal to 340 degrees. Etong 340 degrees na to, ito yung angle na ilalagay natin dito sa equation. Okay? So we have here 40 cosine d2x cosine 340 degrees. Okay, so ilan yan? So 40 cosine 340, that is 37.59. 37.59 meters. D2y naman tayo. 40 sine 340. We have negative 13.68. Negative 13.68 meters. By the way ha, lagyan ko lang ng box para mas visible. Ito na yung y natin tsaka yung x component for our second vector. By the way ha, kung titingnan nyo, diniretso ko na sa equation. Ayan ha. Okay, let us write the values here. 37.59 meters for the x at saka negative 13.68 meters sa y. Kung titingnan natin, yung ating vector on the third quadrant may dalawang negative, negative si x, tsaka negative si y. Kung nasa fourth quadrant ka naman, dapat positive yung x, tsaka negative yung y. Okay? Kasi yung south, negative, yung east, positive. Yung south, negative, yung west, negative. Ganyan mo titingnan if tama yung sinosolve mo. Okay? Now, let's go to our third vector. For d sub 3, we have 80 meters, comma. Ano ba yung angle dito? It is going to the west, meaning yung angle dyan is 180 degrees. Now, there's no need for us to add or subtract it to any value kasi automatic if iyong vector is papuntang west, meaning 180 degrees na yung kanyang angle. So, substitute na lang. D3x is equal to 80 cosine 180. So, cosine 180 is negative 1 times 80 is negative 80 meters. D3y, we have 80 sine 180. So, sine 180 is 0 times 80, that is 0. So, lagay na natin dito, we have negative 80 meters, tsaka yung 0. Ito na yung x tsaka y values natin. Okay? Sige. Anong gagawin natin next? I-add natin yung x tsaka y natin. Okay? Dito ko siya ilalagay. Medyo masikip na dito. So, maghahanap tayo ng pwesto. So, pwede nating ilagay dito yung x tsaka y natin. Okay? Sige. Siguro mas maganda if pa-plot ko na lang siya. So, dito dapat yung summation. Summation of d sub y natin. Tapos dito yung summation of x sa itaas. Ayan siya. Summation of x. D sub x. Kung ilan man yung masosolve natin sa summation ng d sub x, ilalagay ko na siya dito. Okay? Pero dito ko na lang siya. D sub x, summation of d sub y. Tapos yung values, isa-substitute ko dito sa ating graph. I hope na medyo magets nyo lang. Okay? Sige, let us solve for it. We have negative 28, negative 28.28 plus 37.59 plus negative 80. That is negative 70.69. Negative 70.69 meters. Tapos dito, 70.69 meters. Wala na siyang negative kasi may arrow na siya. Okay, let us go to the y. We have, sorry, may langgam. Ayan, negative 28.28. Oh, sorry. Parenthesis, negative 28.28 plus negative 13.68. So that is equal to negative 41.96. Negative 41.96 meters. Ayan, so this is 41.96 meters. Ayan siya ha. Okay. Medyo magulo lang dito kasi ang liit. Okay. Now, kung titingnan natin, yung summation of x tsaka summation of y are both negative. So, we have to make sure na tama yung pagkasulat natin ng ating graph. So, based here on our graph, nasa third quadrant yung resultant natin. Meaning, tama yung ginagawa natin. Okay? Now that we got our summation of x and summation of y, it's time for us to solve for our magnitude or resultant magnitude. Okay? So, dito ko ilalagay yung ating, dito, yung calculations ng magnitude. Okay? So, we have here d sub r is equal to the square root of summation of d sub x squared plus summation of d sub y squared. Substitute lang yung values. We have negative 70.69 meters squared plus negative 41.96 meter squared. Okay, so we have here negative negative 70.69 squared, that is 7,997.08. 4,997.08 meters squared plus negative negative 41.96. That's equal to 1,760.64 meters squared. That has added two values, 4,997.08 plus 1,760.64. That is equal to square root of 6,757.72 meter squared. So square the answer, that is equal to 82.21 meters. Bakit nag-meters? Cancel yung square here and yung square root. This is for our magnitude. Sorry, it's for magnitude. Now it's time for us to solve for our angle. So we have tangent. Theta is equal to opposite over adjacent, or equals to y over x, or summation of d sub x over summation of d sub y. So, diretso na natin. Theta is equal to tangent negative 1. Substitute the values. We have negative 70.69 meters over negative 41.96 meters. Cancel lang yung units. So, that's equal to shift tan. Ayan, shift tan. Negative 70.69 over negative 41.96. Oh, sorry. Ano ba yun? Shift tan. Again, negative 70.69 over negative 41.96. That's equal to 59.31. 59.31 degrees. Take note na yung ating resultant vector is on the third quadrant. Dahil nasa third quadrant siya, ano yung gagawin natin? I-add natin yung ating resultant vector to 180. So, what will be our final angle with this? Dito ko na lang siya ilalagay. O, dito. Lagyan ko siya dito ng guhit para ma-separate natin. Okay, ayan siya. Pasensya na, medyo masikip. So, 180 plus 59.31 degrees. Third quadrant ha. Okay, what would be at our final angle? So, 180 plus 59.31, that is 239.31. 239.31. So, this is now our final angle. And in writing our final answer, dito ko na ilalagay because nandito na yung medyo may space pa. For our final answer, sorry talaga if medyo magulo siya. So, d sub r is equal to, eto siya, 82.21 meters, comma, 239.31 degrees. And this is for our final answer. Ayan siya. Okay? So, that's it for our problem. And I hope na nagets nyo lang on how to solve the vectors using the component method. So thank you everybody for listening. Goodbye.